He left Medina. It was Hujjat upon Imam after receiving the signs and letter of 18,000 people. If he was not leaving, then historians were writing that 18,000 people were with Imam Hussain al-Islam and he did not respond. He was coward. Knowing that what is the reality of people of Kufa, that is a different thing. But apparently for ordinary people, this is Hujjah. People were inviting. And the cause of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, the aim of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, they said yes, they will stay with Imam. They will support, they will help. That's why Imam Hussain alayhi salam left. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam was optimistic for them. Likewise, I introduced a book. And I told you there are 23 verses. Just in the love of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, then during these 10 days we should try to memorize. Do you know how many people bought that book? Less than 100. And every day people who are attending, they are around 500. And the total books I brought that were less than 450. This is how we respond towards Hussain and Quran, practically. We don't want to buy a book of £2 so that we should be able to learn and memorize Quran. How to learn namaz, how to learn proper reading Quran. We lost all motivation. This is not on our priority. But priority of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is living with Quran, dying with Quran, and raising with Quran. Hussain alayhi salam was true follower of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who said, I am leaving two things, Quran and Ahlul Bayt. Hold fast both of them. Hussain was symbolic representation of Ahlul Bayt at that time, and Quran was Quran, and Hussain alayhi salam hold both of them. The night of Ashura, my Imam was reciting Quran whole night. Even after death, he was reciting Quran. His dead body was reciting Quran. His head was reciting Quran. Actually, the lovers of Hussain alayhi salam, the best of tool for their nur, for their progress, for their development, for their perfection and purification. That is Quran among us. We need to pick up few practical steps in our life. We should not leave everything for others. We all will be questioned about our responsibilities, about our generation, about our children, about our duties. We all will be questioned, where did we spend our life? So inshallah we should try our best to fulfill our life with love of Hussain, with nur of Hussain, with teachings of Hussain. We should try to follow the path of Hussain, that is Sirat-e-Mustaqim, that is Siratullah. When Imam Hussain alayhi salam, Imam is Imam. He knows what tomorrow is going to happen, what people will say. Why we have many misconceptions about Prophet, about companion, about Salah, about fasting, about Hajj. Everything in Islam is disputed. Even the successor of Prophet is disputed. Hazrat Musa alayhi salam was leaving his nation just for 30 days. He made sure to appoint a successor. What about our Prophet? He was leaving forever his ummah and he was not going to introduce and appoint any of his successor. He left for ummah. It's impossible. But ummah made this misconception for people. And today, best of the version is, Prophet did not appoint any successor, any Khalifa. He left for the people. Then there are 5-6 versions of praying Salah. Why? Because after Prophet, companions, people, rulers, they changed, they fabricated original Islam, real Islam into different pieces. Today, all Muslims, they have their differences. How to pray Salah, how to observe fast, how to do Hajj, how to get homes and zakat. Many things, almost everything we have differences. The reason people start selling themselves and their words selling for money. Anyone who was paying more money, people were making hadith for his favor. Changing Shan and Nazul of verses of Quran in his favor. This was the big issue of the time. Real Islam was going to die and fake Islam was going to appear in front of the next generation. Hussain, who was Khamis alayhi, Hussain, who was son of Rasulullah, Hussain, who was a representative and divine leader appointed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Hussain, who was the leader of youth of paradise, Hussain, who is sign and symbol of beauty, Hussain, who is best of the light and reflection of Tawheed and Nabuwwat and Imamah. This was his responsibility and duty. To call people, to invite people, to shape people towards right path. So that's why, first of all, he introduced himself. What kind of faith he is having. So the first thing in his letter, in his testament, Imam Hussain alayhi salam has written, that is, I am true believer of Tawheed. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. O people, I do witness that I am true believer of one God, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I do witness that Muhammad is abd and servant and messenger of God and believe in him. And also, he said, I believe in paradise, I believe in hellfire, I believe in the day of judgment, and also I believe the people will be raised for accountability and rewarded at the day of judgment. And then he also added Imamat. He said, I am follower of my Jab Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and the Sira of Jad Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. Who was Ali? Ali was symbol of Imamah, founder of Imamah. So he cleared, he explained his aqaid. He is follower of Tawheed. He is follower of Nabuwwah, follower of Day of Judgment, follower of Imamah. And then he said, Inni lam akhur ashram wala batiram wala mufsidam wala zaliman. You know what is adl? Adl is opposite word of dhulm. Adl is justice, and anyone who is not maintaining justice is zalim. And Allah curse zalimeen. All of us, we should try to avoid this sin. At some level, we all get involved in dhulm. Sometimes we're doing dhulm on ourselves, sometimes on other people, sometimes on prophets, sometimes on imams, even sometimes against Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We all do get involved in dhulm, in tyranny. We are oppressors. We should try to avoid. You know, someone who is doing shirk is zalim. Someone who is kafir is zalim. Someone who is munafiq is zalim. Someone who is not giving the right of other people is zalim. Someone who is insulting and doing backbiting is zalim. This body and soul is aman of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that is given to us. If we are misusing this body against the commandment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we are zalim. And Imam Hussain alayhi salam is saying, I did not come out for dhulm. I am not zalim. If we are Hussaini, we should never be zalim. Imam Hussain alayhi salam said, I am not corrupt like other people who have sold themselves for the worldly thing and materialistic things. Hussain, who was the richest person, just with one decision, he left all of his property, his houses, everything. It's not easy to leave all these things. So at first stage, he left the worldly thing. At second stage, he left all of his family and children and everything. Nothing is going to make corrupt to Imam Hussain. Those who are lovers and followers of Hussain, nothing should make them corrupt. We all should try to keep ourselves purified. The highly demanded thing, highly appreciated thing that will be demanded from us, that is perfection, purification. يُطَهْرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. That purification. Purification of thought, heart, body, soul, actions, words, everything. We need to learn control on ourselves. We need to make our pure decisions. We should not create conflicts, controversies, disputes among the people. As Imam Hussain said, I am not going out of Medina, or if I am not doing bay'ah, allegiance on the hand of Yazid, it does not mean I am one of the shurur. I want to create shar. I'm not going to increase my rates. Sometimes, some people, if they are not getting what they want to get, then they start opposition. So that the rulers or those who are having worldly things and wealth, they will come and they will talk and they will say, okay, get this money and keep silent. So all these aspects Imam was keeping in mind. Tomorrow, next century, up to the day of judgment, enemy of Ahlul Bayt, enemy of Islam, enemy of Quran, they will show different versions. They will blame, they will accuse that Imam Hussain alayhi salam come out. Many people even today they say Yazid was a ruler and anyone who was standing against any Muslim ruler, that is not allowed. So that's why most of the Muslims have been taught this version of Islam. Whether that person is corrupt or zalim or fasik or fajir, but he is head of Muslims, that is their Khalifa. And obedience of that Khalifa is wajib. What about you people? Your Khalifa here is Queen. So even if you follow that rule, then leave your religion. Follow the religion of this Queen. Imam Hussain Islam made the difference. Anyone through corruption, through hook or crook, they became rulers, does not mean they are on right path. And if they are not on right path, then you must not follow them. Your duty is to follow the right path. And historically, only few prophets, they were able to become rulers. 99.9% messengers of God and their successors. They were appointed by Allah. They were messenger of God, but they were not rulers. Ruling elite does not mean that they are always on haqq and we have to follow their religion. No, we have to identify what is right thing and what is needed from me. My duty is to protect my iman. My duty is to keep myself purified. My duty is to spread the purified message of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And I have to keep it on. So Imam Hussain alayhi salam, first of all, his qiyam, his movement, he said, it's not for shar, not for fights. And many times on his way he said, this caravan, this group, these people, this group is going towards death. ये कारवान मौत की तरफ जा रहा है. This group is going towards death. What does that mean? It means they do not want, even on the day of Ashura, Imam Hussain said, let me go back to Medina. They said, no, you can't go, you can't escape. Never ever the priority of Imam Hussain was to fight with them. It does not mean Imam Hussain, he was scared of them. No. One Hussain was enough for all of them. And until he was fighting, nobody was able to kill him. That was a different thing, Maslat al-Khuda, when he was said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu awfu bil uqud. Then he put his sword back, and just he was receiving arrows and stones and lances. That is the decision of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is surrenderance. What is Islam? And furthermore, he added, خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Imam al-Islam said, if I am coming out facing the tyranny of Yazid, leaving everything, the only purpose is to introduce reforms. Theological Islam was changed. Value-wise Islam was changed. So every aspect, the mission, the aim, the lesson, the teaching of Islam totally was mixed. That's why Imam Hussain said, he came out to introduce the real Islam, the pure Islam, the Islam of Muhammad Mustafa, Islam of Ali Murtada alayhi salam. Then one of the duty Imam offered and he done, that is our duty as well. Two wajib we have, you all know 10 furu'id. Out of those 10, 2 are wajib for all of us. Amar bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. Imam said, I am going to do amar bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. You have to invite the people for good things and you have to stop people to commit bad things. And today, all of us, we've forgotten this wajib, this duty. But yes, blindly we should not do. We are not here to upset the people, to annoy the people, or to insult the people with our amar bil ma'ruf and nahy anil munkar. There are techniques, there are courses, there are trainings. We have to learn. We have to think and understand what kind of the person I am facing and saying something, and then we have to make a strategy and plan how to reach. But we have to do all of this. And what was in Karbala, what was said, what was done, all was to keep alive this wajib of amar bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar. So we don't have time. Inshallah, we will carry on the message, the movement of Imam Hussain salam. But inshallah, instead of being part of just customs and rituals and just repeating every year because it is Muharram, I have to do a few things. With love, with respect, with purity of intention, with planning, we have to reach more and more people. We have to attend these majalis and keep alive the amr of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. if you will keep alive the amr of Yuhya Amruna, Lam Yamut Qalbuhu Yawma Tawafil, the day of judgment. Everyone heart, the qalb we are talking about, everyone qalb and heart will be dead. Only those people's heart and qalb will be alive, those who will keep alive the amr, the message of Ahlul Bayt and message of Karbala. Don't forget, this is a great responsibility. This is the treatment of your qalb. This is the life and fuel of your qalb. Always think about this. What is Amr of Ahlul Bayt? What is the commandment, message of Ahlul Bayt? And how I need to keep it alive among the people. This message we have to keep alive. And keeping alive the Amr of Ahlul Bayt is remembering their name, having this kind of sittings, majalis. And then wherever you are, try to remember Hussain. Let's sit together and remember Hussain and keep alive the Amr of Karbala and Imam Hussain alayhi salam. As-salamu ala al-Hussain. As-salamu ala al-Hussain. As-salamu ala al-Hussain. وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. You know, one of the companions of Imam Hussain, you know, a Muslim in Austria, he was wounded, and Imam Hussain and Hazrat Habib ibn Mawahir, when they reached the dead body, when they reached the wounded Muslim in Austria, at that time Muslim looked at Habib, and Habib looked at Muslim. Then Habib said, they were from same city, they were friends. Habib said, if I was going to know I would be alive after you, I was going to ask if you have any wasiyat. You can ask me. But Habib said, I am also coming after you. But Muslim said, still I have a wasiyat. Habib asked, what is that wasiyat? Muslim ibn Austria said, Habib, I have only one desire. Until you are alive, keep protected Imam Hussain. Don't let any enemy of Hussain should come and attack and kill Imam Hussain. Habib said, Muslim, inshallah I will try my best to keep alive and to follow your wasiyat. And Habib proved how much he loved Hussain, although he was old. But he promised with Muslim until he was alive. He was all the time surrounding Imam Hussain. He died in the love of Hussain. He died, he embraced Shahadat on right path, on Sirat al-Mustaqim. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to keep us on right path, to follow right path, to follow Karbala, to love Imam Hussain salam, to shed tears in the tragedy of Karbala and Imam Hussain salam. And inshallah one day we have to visit Karbala. And inshallah the first person we should visit in our graves, that is Imam Hussain salam. And inshallah the day of judgment we all will be welcomed by Imam Hussain salam. And inshallah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide us opportunity to live with Imam Hussain salam in paradise. Salawat. Now we are going to start rituals of day of Ashura. The first thing, that is 4 rakat salat. I am praying 2 rakat. Salat, day of Ashura, Qurbatan ilallah. First rakat, one time you read Surah Fatih and one time Surah Kafirun. Qul ya ayyuhal kafirun. And second rakat, you will read one time Surah Hamd and second rakat, Qul huwallahu ahad. The other two rakat, there are two other surah after Surah Hamd. One is Surah Ahzab and one is Surah Munafiqun. So most of you don't know by heart, and these are long surahs, so you can read 4 rakat just with like the first 2 rakat. So first rakat Hamd plus Kafirun and Hamd plus Surah Ikhlas, Qul huwallahu ahad. So after that, inshallah, we will read 2 rakat Namaz-e-Ziyarat Imam Hussain, Shuhada-e Karbala alayhi salam, and after that, inshallah, we will read Ziyarat Ashura Imam Hussain.
Take the class.
I'm the test now.
My most expensive car I've got is level 7.
I have
I can help you.
2 engines. I have level 3 brake.
But I should
I have a level 3 brake and I have the low suspension.
I have to level 3 brake. And I have a high suspension. Assault!
Our sisters and brothers, we are going to read 2 rakat, day of Ashura. So we will read Surah Hamd. Everybody should read everything. This is not like Namaz Jamaat. So Surah Kafirun I will read loudly. If you don't know by heart, you can follow me. But everything, Surah Hamd and everything, you have to read yourself. अभी हम 2 रकात नमाज रोज़े आशूरा पढ़ेंगे. 2 रकात नमाज रोज़े आशूरा कुर्बतान इल्लल्लाह. बता दी 2 रकात नमाज रोज़े आशूरा कुर्बतान इल्लल्लाह. पहली रकात में 1 मरतबा सूरह हमद और उसके बाद सूरह काफिरून. मैं सूरह काफिरून 2 से पढ़ूंगा और आपको अगर नहीं आती तो आप मुझे फॉलो कर ले. लेकिन हर चीज़ पढ़नी खुद है, जमात नहीं है, आपने अपनी पढ़नी है. और दूसरी रकात में सूरह हमद के बाद 1 मरतबा सूरह हमद पढ़कर सूरह कुल हुवल्लाहु अहद, एक सूरह इखलास पढ़नी है. और जो दूसरी 2 रकात हैं उसमें अगर आपको बाद में टाइम मिले तो आप खुद से कुरान से भी सूरह अहज़ाब और सूरह मुनाफ़िक़ून भी पढ़ लें. लेकिन अभी हम वो दूसरी 2 रकात भी उसी पहले वाले तरीके से पढ़ेंगे. सूरह हमद और काफिरून, सूरह हमद और सूरह इखलास. Okay, we are going to read 4 rakat. The niyyah, the intention is I am reading 2 rakat, day of Ashura, Qurbatan ilallah. And then one time Surah Hamd and one time Surah Kafirun. In first rakat, and second rakat, one time Surah Hamd and one time Surah Ikhlas, Qul Huwallahu Ahad. I hope this is clear. If still you have questions, you can raise your hand. No.
सफेद सीधी कर लें, सफेद सीधी कर लें अपनी अपनी.
Yes, 2 rakat and 2 rakat. And then we will read, we could read before the Ziyarat, we could read after the Ziyarat. So then there are other things, we will sit down. There are Ziyarat Ashura and other Ziyara and other things. So we could read after Ziyarat Ashura 2 rakat, maybe that will be better. Otherwise we can read before Ziyarat. So first we are going to read 4 rakat in the set of 2 and 2. Is it clear? Any question?
Can you move towards your left side?
Brothers, please keep close to each other and move on your left hand side. There is no need to connection on ladies side. This is not a Jamaat namaz, so please everyone move on your left hand side. We're expecting more brothers coming in, please. Move on your left hand side and close to each other. Thank you.
And even you can go on the back as well, as brother mentioned, there is no Jamaat, so you can go at the back. There are some spaces at the back as well.
Namaz Ziyarat we will also read in the beginning due to this problem. So namaz will finish fast and then you can sit next to each other easily and we will carry on Ziyarat. I am reading 2 rakat, day of Ashura, Qurbatan Allah, Allahu Akbar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. الله أكبر. سبحان الله. سبحان الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. سبحان الله. سبحان الله. second set of 2 rakat namaz Allahu Akbar. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. قل يا أيها الكافرون لا أعبد ما تعبدون ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد ولا أنا عابد ما عبدتم ولا أنتم عابدون ما أعبد لكم دينكم ولي دين. سبحان الله. Now we are going to reach another 2 rakat, and the niyat is 2 rakat namaz ziyarat Imam Hussain wa Ashura Karbala alayhi salam Qurbatun al-Arba. After that we will read ziyarat Ashura. Like morning prayer you can read anything you like.
Brothers and sisters, 2 rakat namaz, Ziyarat Ashura, it is similar as namaz Fajr, 2 rakat namaz for Ziyarat of Imam Hussain, Ziyarat Ashura.
Tasbih of the Fatima to Prophet.